Well, let
campaign.
me let me ask you this. Do you think that the gap is closing on the knowledge where, I think initially, maybe around October, 7th, maybe people weren't so informed.
Mhm,
And I think that obviously that there's been a lot of intention around that, which is really
mhm,
sad to discover the amount
mhm,
of intention behind that. But to speak up about America funding Israel and a genocide at that, do you think that people are finally starting to connect the dots at our money going there instead of, oh, you see the homeless out there? You don't think
mhm.
those billions of dollars could have done anything about the homelessness on the streets?
Absolutely. And so it's two part. Number one, to your point, this is what I always tell folks in interviews. It is not the 1980s anymore. You do not just have to listen to whatever your elected officials telling you and then have no way to sort of check if their actions are matching their talk. In the 80s, all you had was just whatever media the candidate put out, and you really didn't have, you didn't have the internet or any other sources to really sort of match up if what the candidate has campaigned on is actually what they are doing while they're in
Mhm,
office. That's not the case
mhm.
today. Today, we've got plenty of resources for people to look with their own eyes and see what elected officials are doing versus what they campaigned on. And all of that stuff is easily accessible and it never goes away. It's on the
Right.
internet. So, that is a big difference. And I think that, and, I'm speaking for the left because, I am a Black queer progressive. And so I'm going to pay attention to that. And so, that is where I think that the left really has to recognize, specifically the Democratic Party, left elected officials, anyone who is not aligned with conservatives, they have to realize that people are able to check the homework of the elected officials
Absolutely.
that they've elected.
Absolutely.
The second thing is, to your point, yes, when you say we need to put our mask on first as a community before we sort of put a mask on someone else, I think the thing that I want to lift up is exactly what you said just now, which is that all the masks are connected. So if we are sending, we're sending billions. I think I saw today that another $20 billion was sent to Israel. That is money that could be going to folks in
I
the
feel like
United
I'm in a
States
bad
having
marriage because my husband, I'm like, well, where do we get $20
right.
million from? I thought we was broke. You said we didn't have money for healthcare.
Exactly. Healthcare, education, to deal with the unsheltered population, lots of things that we were being told that, we don't have money for. And, now, but we have money to send to carry out a genocide. And so, absolutely, I definitely think that people are looking at this and saying, these are my tax dollars, particularly workers, who I always first and foremost represent. My family, I grew up, my parents were paycheck to paycheck. I know exactly what that feels like,
Mhm.
and even as an adult, struggles paycheck to paycheck. And so, people are absolutely connecting the dots that their tax money is what the government has to work with, and they don't want their tax dollars being sent to blow up
Right.
children. That's just who we are. And people are not wrong for saying that. I just hope that Democrats will listen to folks who are saying that they want to see their tax money being used in ways that will help their lives, because ultimately that is what government is for. Government's going to exist. It should not be something that just takes your money and you never see direct benefits from it. It should be something that it makes your life
Well, I
better.
mean, think about a nonprofit with federal funds. If they're not
Mhm.
showing that they are servicing the population they're claiming to serve with the funds that they're being given, then they don't get funded. That kind of ceases to happen.
Mhm.
So